game within the game. Could you expand on what he meant by that, and why were you guys able to be so effective against some of the Spurs last night?
Yeah. He's a very smart player, and with his passing ability, kind of makes it hard to just stick to one game plan. That's what I kind of think he means by a chess match. Sometimes you go in a double. Sometimes you gotta, kind of go one-on-one and pick your poison with him. So we did a good job of switching up coverages, putting different bodies on him, and just making them work. Not sending them to the free throw line and making everything tough. That's kind of what our game plan is. Just try to mix it up, make him work for every bucket, and take away the easy one. He's a great player, so he's gonna make shots. He's gonna make some amazing plays and some amazing passes. But you gotta try to wear him down.
Draymond also said because you guys were able to keep him pretty quiet last night, he expects him to go for 40, 15, and 15 coming out tomorrow. Do you agree? And with that, how do you continue to adapt your defense and throw new things at him throughout a series?
Definitely. It's hard to keep great players having big nights. We did a pretty good job in game one. So we just got to be ready for his physicality tomorrow. He's a great player, so he's going to make adjustments. He's going to see things in film that he could have did better, and we just got to be ready to meet his force. Still try to just keep him off the free throw line. That's going to be the biggest thing. If he gets those numbers on taking tough twos and hitting threes without getting to the free throw line, that's what we want. We don't want that, but that's the best case scenario. We don't want to give them easy shots. Don't want them to get to the free throw line, see the ball go in, and put guys in foul trouble and put them in the bonus and things of that nature. So he's going to get his numbers, and as long as we're making him work for it and making him work on both sides of the floor, we got to kind of live with that because we can't. He's the type of player that you can't just take out.
What were your observations about that three-guard combo when Steph, Clay, and Poole are on the court together with Wiggins and Draymond?
It's real dynamic. It's kind of you got to pick your poison, who you want to blitz, who you're going to help off of. In most case scenarios, usually all the attention goes to Steph, but JP had it going last night, Clay had it going last night, and Steph was able to be a facilitator and still draw two and find those guys at the same time. So. Then you got Wiggins slashing to the rim. So it's really tough to guard, especially when we're getting stops and we're running out and pushing the pace like that, like we were. And, Draymond's dominating the paint. It's kind of, tough to guard. It's tough to beat. We got to continue to play that way and play smart, not turn the ball over and try to win a possession battle. And when we do that, we're pretty tough.
What have been some of your favorite things about seeing Jordan blossom into a star in this league?
His work ethic and his, from day one, he had the confidence of a star player when he even shouldn't have it. He would shoot crazy shots, and everybody on the bench be looking at him like, why does he think he should be able to shoot these shots? But he put the work in. He kept working at his game, and it's been paying off. He wasn't a highly touted pick, and he wasn't just given the respect. He's taking his respect and earning his respect from guys like Draymond, Steph, and Clay. Those guys don't let everybody just go out there and shoot shots and command the ball and do the things that he's doing. And he went out there and earned his respect, and we feel comfortable with him making plays and him leading the offense at times.
Hey, Kevon, it's early, but what has playoff Draymond been like during the lead up and in game one compared to the other years?
He's been great. It's what I expect from Draymond. He always takes it up to another level. Each round he gets better and better. I was talking to Jordan about that. Like, yeah, he was asking me questions about the playoffs and how guys be. I'm like, Steph, Clay, and Draymond take it up to a whole nother level than what you've seen. In the regular season they're great, but in the playoffs they're even better. That's tough to do. When the stakes are as high as I expect them to compete at the highest level, and Draymond's been doing that for years. He's like a whole nother monster when it comes to playoff time, and this is where his time to shine. Where every possession matters, he usually comes out and be our leader and be our energy.
On that note, what's he like behind the scenes during this time?
He just locked in. He's just rallying the group. This is our first time as this team in the playoffs together, so it's a lot of guys' first playoffs. So he's just been doing a great job of leading and getting guys in their spots and keeping guys mentally locked in throughout practices. We had 5 days is a lot of time to practice. You know, sometimes you can over practice, sometimes you can kind of lose focus. So he kept guys in the right mind space, and we was able to come out and get game one, and hopefully keep it going.
I was talking to Jordan a while back, and he was talking about how, you know, his style of basketball, and you know how you have to be. There's a certain toughness that's involved, and also, you know, you got to be willing to go into the paint sometimes. And he said that's how we play in Milwaukee. And so, how would you describe the way you guys played in Milwaukee area?
I would think he would be kind of the poster child for what Milwaukee basketball is like. You know, but he has the size and the speed and the athleticism for an NBA player. But it's a lot of guys that's 5'7", 5'8" that play just like Jordan Poole in Milwaukee. They're tough. They're shooting crazy shots. They like to pick up full court. They like to be aggressive, and that toughness where they're not backing down from anyone. That he kind of embodies what Milwaukee basketball is about. So it's just fun to see him out there doing his thing and representing for our city and putting on the show. I know there's a lot of guys out there that, you know, feel like they could have did it, but they're living through him, watching him do all the things that he's doing. I know he done took bits and pieces from different players he probably seen growing up in the city of Milwaukee. So it's exciting to see. You know, we got a couple guys from Milwaukee across the league putting up numbers and doing a great job, and it's great for our city, and it's a great moment of time just to, you know, be from there.
He said part of that was because guys weren't afraid to play in the cold because you have to.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. I got my girlfriend's from California. I said she got to go live in Milwaukee because the cold it builds character. It makes you a little bit tougher when you got to go practice at 6 in the morning in the cold. It makes you realize if you really love the game that much.
Kevon, what do you think of Draymond's podcast?
Draymond has a great podcast. He has he's a high IQ player. You can kind of listen to him talk all day, especially in the locker room. We just listen to him talk and how he's bringing it to the world so everybody can see. He has a great way of being insightful and ruffling feathers at the same time. So it's always fun to hear him talk. He always got some controversial points, but it's kind of hard to argue with him when he's one of the smartest players in the league. So he has a great podcast. Andre has a great one. So it's just good to see that NBA players are, you know, getting into that world. You know, I love listening to different type of podcasts, so them two are on top of my list right now.
Let's go to one on Zoom. Christos, go ahead.
Hey, Kevon. Hope you're doing well. How big for this team is to have on the same time on the floor Steph, Clay, and Draymond? How different is the dynamic with those three guys on the court on the same time?
It's great to have them on the floor back together. It's been a long time coming. It gives us a sense of calmness and steadiness when them guys on the court at the same time. You know, we feel like when them guys are together and they're rolling, that can beat anybody in the league. So, you know, having them out there gives us that championship way, that leadership, something that we can follow. They calm us down when things get a little rocky. So having them back together was great to see. You know, each game they're going to get better. Steph's going to get the rust off, and they're going to get their rhythm. And you see when they get to going and playing our style of basketball, it can be dangerous. So last night was a good step in the right direction, and hopefully we can keep getting better.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's it for today for us.